I'm going to be talking about and demonstrating today are for the two TFR-4 electronic locators that I have. The original TFR-4, which is this one right here, and then also the TFR, the new TFR-4 Extreme version that my company just got out on the market for 2018. So these accessories you can use for finding different types of metals and minerals. And so the way you use them is you just replace the standard cap that's on the front of the TFR-4 rods, and you would just screw them on. And the big advantage is you don't need any samples in the sample chamber. There's many different types of purities of gold and silver, and there's also different types of purities of gems. I have a gem hunter here. So by using these accessory booster amplification caps, you won't have to carry around all these different types of purities of different types of samples with you and try to figure out what the purities are of the gold and the silver and the other minerals or metals that you're looking for. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about these accessory booster caps, and also these capsules that my company just came out with during the last year that are very, very handy. We originally designed these for the TFR-2 because the TFR-2 electronic locator does not have a sample chamber like the TFR-4 rods. But we also realized that these booster capsules will work just as well as the screw-on booster amplification booster caps. So you can just, I'll demonstrate here real soon how you would just drop these into the sample chambers of the TFR-4 rods. So I'm going to start out with explaining each different accessory cap and the advantages of it, and I'll also show how you would just screw it onto the rod. So the first one we have here is the gold Prospector. Okay, the gold Prospector amplification booster cap accessory is used for finding all types of natural gold. Fine gold, this includes hard rock mine gold, crystalline gold, placer gold, gold in quartz, just about any type of natural gold from anywhere in the world pretty much. We have tested this accessory on, and it's a huge advantage because as I explained in some of my previous videos, it's kind of tricky trying to figure out the different purities of natural gold in nature, because there's no gold from nature is 100% pure. There's all different types of impurities, traces of silver, traces of copper, so on and so forth. So with the gold Prospector amplification booster cap accessory, the guesswork is taken out. It's taken out of the equation. You just screw this on, and you will not need any samples of the type of natural gold that you're looking for, which can be a little frustrating without this, because you would need an exact sample from the region that you're searching for. So in other words, if you're searching for gold nuggets in Arizona, for example, you would need gold nuggets from that particular area, the geology in that area, to get the strongest frequency attraction. Because as I've explained before, the TFR rods are working with frequency attraction. So so if you're looking for gold from Alaska, for example, you really wouldn't want to be using natural gold samples from Arizona, because the different types of minerals that are in the natural gold geological makeup would be different. It's still natural gold, but it would be a different set of frequencies. So You, as I was saying, you do not need any samples of natural gold with this accessory. It's very, very powerful. It's very handy to have. You can just carry this around in your pocket, and you don't have to worry about losing any of your valued specimens that you may have, because that can be a risk if you're carrying around different types of samples in your pocket. One of the other things I wanted to explain is these are called amplification booster caps. Now, what does that mean? Well, what that means is that inside this cap, it's hollowed out, and there's a plug that is compressed in after we put in the special minerals and the crystals and the specially encoded frequencies. And these minerals that are in there are actually working to amplify the output frequencies of the crystals, of the encoded crystals that we have inside here. So that's what the amplification means. In other words, it is amplifying those output frequencies and those signals. So when you attach this to the TFR rod, you are actually giving the rod more power and more amplification. So it's almost like supercharging the rod. When you use these accessory caps and the capsules, you are adding more amplification power to the rod, and you're going to get more depth and more long distance range. Okay, so one final thing I'm going to mention about the Gold Prospector accessory cap is this is designed only for natural gold. In other words, you will not be able to search for refined gold, which is man-made gold, with this accessory. I have the other accessories I'm going to be talking about for that application. This is only for natural gold, and you won't hit silver with it either. So let's move on to the next accessory. Okay, so this is the next amplification booster cap designed for the TFR-4 rods that I'm going to be talking about. This is the TFR-GS gold and silver. Now, this is a really, really powerful accessory to have because it will search for all types of gold and silver. Natural and refined, man-made. Very, very big advantage. You do not need to carry any samples of gold or silver in your pockets, trying to figure out the purities, trying to get the strongest frequency match with this accessory. You just unscrew the standard brass cap from the TFR4 rod and screw this on, and you allow about 40 seconds or so for the rod to connect with the electronic box and acclimate to it, and for the voltage from the electronic box to course through the crystalline and minerals power load. So once you hook this on, you will be able to search for all types of gold and silver, whether natural or man-made. Very, very big advantage when you are searching for gold or silver to use this accessory cap. Okay, this is one of my most popular accessory amplification booster caps. This is a TFR-C.H cache hunter. Now, what does that mean, the cache hunter? Well, that means it's a treasure hunting complete package all in one. And this accessory is an amazing, amazing accessory because it will search for man-made, refined gold and silver from the modern age and from history, from centuries past, going back to the time of Jesus Christ, the Romans. I mean, hundreds of years, thousands of years. We have tested this accessory on really, really ancient gold and silver, but it also works really good, and it's very powerful on gold and silver from the modern age. Now, here's another amazing use for this accessory. Believe it or not, this cash hunter will also hit all types of paper money. Any denomination of paper money. Going back to the 1920s, to the 1940s, even earlier than that. Any type of paper money, any denomination. Now, some people have asked me, I'm really not interested in searching for paper money. Is there any way that I could just get the cash hunter without the paper money feature or option? Well, unfortunately, these set of frequencies that were discovered a few years ago by one of our research and development members of our team, it just came with the package. There's no way to separate it out. And, you know, if you really think about it, it's very, very handy to have the extra paper money feature. Because let's say you're searching an old business, like maybe a saloon from the 1800s, out some mining town out in the middle of nowhere, an area where a lot of money was exchanged, or another type of business from a century ago. Every type of business, especially those types of businesses 100 years ago or in the 1800s or older than that, they rarely trusted the banks. So they always had a safe. Now this is just an example I'm using here. Well, let's say you're searching for gold, and you're just searching for gold coins, but you don't know that in the area of your search there's a safe with a lot of silver bars and silver coins, and there's also paper money in there. Well, guess what? You're not going to go home empty-handed. You will hit the paper money and you will hit the silver. Let's say you're searching for silver and you're searching for gold, and you don't know that in this area, this old property, this old building that had a business or whatever, you don't know that there is a large pile of paper money. Well, guess what? You will get a signal to that paper money, no matter what the amount is. And you can check to see what the amount of the paper money is by switching over to the discriminator mode that's on the TFR-4 electronic control box. And so this is a huge advantage to be able to hit all types of refined silver and gold from the modern age, from centuries past, and modern and old paper money. Huge advantage. So these are the reasons that the cash hunter is a very powerful accessory to have in your toolbox. Okay, so now we're moving on to the next accessory amplification booster cap for the TFR-4 rods. This is the TFR-G.H Gem Hunter. Now, this is a very powerful accessory because we have over 72 different types of encoded frequencies from valuable gems around the world. So it's almost like a whole frickin' jewelry store packed into this accessory. It's very amazing, and we've tested it at jewelry stores. We've tested it on all types of jewelry and gemstones, and it's very powerful, and it works very good. So I'm not going to sit here and list every single gem that you can find with this accessory, but I'll just go through the popular ones, some of the more valuable ones. Natural diamonds and refined diamonds. So in other words, you could use this to search for valuable natural diamonds at the diamond mines. You know, diamonds are becoming very popular to search for at these locations. I think some of the biggest ones are over there in Arkansas, from what I understand. Well, you could go there and you could use this accessory and you could start finding valuable natural diamonds there. We have tested this repeatedly in field testing, and it will not hit regular quartz, it will not hit carbon, and it will not hit other types of crystals. It will only hit valuable diamonds and other valuable gems like opal, emeralds, all different types of emeralds, different types of rubies, just about any type of valuable gem from around the world. And here's the big advantage of having this accessory. You know, you're out there searching for natural diamonds, or you're searching for valuable gems from some treasure cache or something. You don't want to be carrying around in your pockets valuable diamonds or valuable jewels, you know, like emeralds and rubies and stuff like that, because obviously you might lose them. Well, with this accessory in your pocket that's relatively inexpensive, no problem. You know, if you lose this, you're not going to be bankrupt. You could just carry it in your pocket. Very powerful tool to have. Okay, so the next accessory I have here, I'm gonna describe and talk about, is the Cavity Locator, the TFR-C.L. Now, this accessory is a very important accessory, just as important as the other ones to have in your arsenal and your toolbox, and I'm going to give you a few reasons why. You don't necessarily have to be a cave hunter or a cavern explorer to get benefits out of this accessory. It will look for caverns, it will look for caves, but it will also detect underground vaults, chambers, pretty much any type of void, empty space that's under the ground for many feet, many meters deep. You can also detect previously dug holes with this accessory. And why is that important? Well, let's say you found a location with the TFR rod, a good target with the TFR rod, a good spot, and you want to know if it's really a treasure or if it's a coin or a small cache, something of value. Well, what's the best way to know for sure? What would be a good confirmation? Well, a good confirmation would be if there was a hole dug there. Even if the hole has been filled in, that would be a really good confirmation. The TFR Cavity Locator will detect previously dug holes, no matter how long ago, no matter how large they were, even if they are filled in. It will detect that void, because even though the hole's filled in, the void, the space, is still there. So that would be a really good, powerful confirmation to know that what you found has been previously dug. And I always use this accessory on my treasure hunts to confirm, if I've got a good hit, a good signal, to confirm that there was a hole dug there at one time, even if it's been filled in by nature or by man. I will confirm that there was a space there at one time. There was an excavation done. You can also find mine tunnels, mine shafts. We have tested this accessory on gold mine tunnels and mining shafts. So it has many different uses as far as spaces underground and detecting cavities. So pretty much any type of cavity, void, any type of a space, whether natural or man-made, that's underground, the TFR cavity locator will detect it. And you can measure the perimeter of what you have found. If it's deep underground, you can actually measure the perimeter by using a method that is described in my training videos, a certain method where you can use the cavity locator and you can find the edges of a vault or a chamber, or even to find out how long a mine shaft is, or to find out how long a tunnel is, or you can also measure the diameter of the entrance to a mine shaft. If the mine shaft or the entrance to a tunnel or a cave or a cavern is concealed, you can measure the edges and you can find the perimeter of that opening with this accessory. There's a certain method of how to do that. I have a friend of mine that used this accessory to help him find his septic tank. They forgot where it was. There was a problem with the septic tank, and he saved several hundreds of dollars by just attaching this to his TFR rod and finding out where it was, and he was very happy to save that money. So there are many different applications and uses for this accessory. I would recommend that you have this in your arsenal. If you have my TFR rods, and even if you don't have any of the other accessories, this would be a very handy confirmation tool to have with you. Okay, so this is the last accessory that I'm going to be talking about and explaining today. This is the TFR-MH Meteorite Hunter. We just got this accessory finalized, and we've done a lot of testing on it, and it's just working very, very well. It's amazing. You can search for all types of valuable meteorites. Now, there are different types of meteorites, and some of them are more valuable than others. We originally were going to design this to only get signals on the very valuable meteorites, but we decided after thinking about the whole thing that we did not want to limit it to just the real rare valuable ones, because there's a lot more meteorites that can be found in the ground in certain areas where meteorites are known to hit the earth and fall in fields and stuff. There's a lot more of the meteorites that are not as valuable as extremely the rare ones. So we decided to just make this accessory get signals on all types of meteorites. So you can use this if you're a meteorite enthusiast and you go searching for meteorites. Well, you don't need to be carrying around different samples and putting it in your pockets and putting them in the TFR rods. You can just hook this on, and it will give you signals from close by or very far away, if the meteorite's big enough, to meteorites if they're there, no matter what the size is. And of course, you can pre-select the sizes of the meteorites you want to find with the discriminator voltage option on the TFR4 electronic box, or you can just search for any size, all sizes at once with the direct voltage setting. Okay, these are the booster capsules that I was talking about that are available for the TFR-4 rods of both the original and the new TFR-4 Extreme. And I'm going to show you in a minute here how you would just drop them in the chamber. They're very small, they're very compact, and they're lightweight, and they're a little less in price than the screw-on amplification booster caps. They basically have the same ingredients in them, and maybe a little less of the power load, but pretty much the same. They will work very close to the same. And all the TFR rods accessories, the Gem Hunter, the Cache Hunter, all of them are available in these capsules. These are to be used with the TFR-2, which doesn't have a sample chamber in the front rod because the rod is just an antenna rod, and the TFR-4 locators, the original and the new extreme. And here's another one of them that's the stainless. You can see that's the Cache Hunter. And so I'm going to just show here real quick how you would just drop them in the front chamber of the TFR4. Okay, so you would just take the front cap off, just like that. Okay, then you would just drop the booster capsule into the empty chamber down in there, just like that. Then you would put your cap back on. That quick and that simple. Then you're ready to go. Okay, so now I'm just going to give you a quick little demonstration here of how the TFR accessory booster caps, how they attach to the front of the TFR4 rod. So you would just take that off just like that, the standard cap. You would remove it. And then you would just make sure you don't have any samples in the chamber. Make sure your sample chamber is empty. Just confirm that. So then you would just screw on the accessory, just like that. It's quick and easy. Just make sure it's snug. Then you would just attach the antenna back on. Just like that, and you're ready to go. Make sure it's tight, and you're ready to use any of the available TFR rods amplification booster caps. That's all you have to do.